Hey everyone, it's a podcast. I know it's been a while, so to make up for that, I give you a Christmas song in April about a clitoris. Enjoy.
Every day of Christmas, my true love shares with me the clitoris within her pussy.
Oh God, I want it.
Oh clitoris, how I love to lick thee. Oh clitoris, how I love to lick thee. Each time we meet, I must confess, I end up in a sticky mess. Oh clitoris, how I love to lick thee. Oh clitoris, how I long to flick thee. Oh clitoris, how I long to flick thee. That cherry with lips I long to kiss. You're my every Christmas wish. Oh clitoris, how I long to flick thee.
So, I'm sorry, in order to make up for it, we're playing them something somebody else made.
Yes, we're putting our best feature forth now, so you can exit now and be happy. If you want to listen to the full thing, I believe I don't have it up, never mind.
I'm sure you can find the clit song. Just type in clit song, Christmas parody, dude with the eyebrows.
Hey Phil,
Yes, Owen.
what's up?
Not a whole lot, although I am glad you asked, because I have a humorous little anecdote that I would like to share with you. Two, in fact. Well, no, one's an anecdote, the other is a particular feature. Well, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to do the feature now, because I think you'll like it. It's a new feature called Is Phil a Dick? Huh, alright. There was a pause there. I don't know if you were going to say yes or put some music in.
I'm a neutral party to this.
All right. This is very simple here. I had an incident occur, and I didn't think I ended up being a dick. But when I told my friend, he's like, no, that's pretty dickish, dude. So I'm going to need Owen, and to a lesser extent, the listeners, settle this for me and my friend here. Who, if you're listening, you will hear the completely unbiased method that I use to get people to vote for me. Are you laughing, Owen, because you know he's not going to be listening to this?
Yeah, and you're,
What? My penis? Okay, spit it out. I mean the words, not my penis. All
I
right.
got confused mid-sentence, and I said "aura," but it sounded like aura, and then I got sidetracked by an aura.
Have you experienced mental damage recently? Cranial abrasions? Because you've really been, peeling kind of funny. Talking funny, if you will. All right, well, let's not worry about Owen's brain just yet. We'll give it some time. So, I'm going to tell you the story. Owen, I need to know if I'm a dick. All right.
If I'm still conscious, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Was at Walmart, which I hate in the first place, but, I mean, it's got everything. So I'm in the Walmart. I check out at the electronics department, because usually I'm only in the store for one or two items, just so I can get out fast. And they don't have the self-checkout. It's like the only Walmart, super Walmart, that has not upgraded. So I ring out in the electronics department. One little register kind of tucked back there. Get my bag, get my receipt. Now, I don't know how it's set up in other places, but around the way here, Walmart has the greeters that are also sometimes the receipt checkers. Are you with me here, Owen?
Yes, it sounds a lot like Nazi Germany.
I mean, do you have people at stores whose job it is to just occasionally look at your receipt and see if it's matching what's in the bag?
No, every time an alarm goes off, people just carry on walking. Nobody's... Let's face it, the English accent can be quite a hard accent. Obviously not mine.
Excuse
think
me,
of me.
sir, please, sir. Well, all right. It's funny you should bring that up because this is exactly the incident. I had friggin' PVC, 2 pieces of PVC, wrung out in electronics. And I know these little PVC elbows do not have any sensors on them. So I walk right past the person who's in front of the sensors, and I can see that she's, gonna ask me. It's an old lady. I just like to stay right now. I didn't flip out or anything, for those of you about to tune out. I did not berate an old lady. I just ignored her. I was just pissed off. I just ignored her. Sir, didn't even look at her, kept walking, and the goddamn thing beeped. I swear to God, she's got a little button or something. She can just make it go off. Doot, 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 doot. Now, I have this policy. I don't stop for a fucking machine beeping either. So I just kept on walking. Excuse me, sir, excuse me. I just kept right on fucking walking out to my car. That's not being a dick. Maybe, is that a dick? That's not being a dick. My friend's like, yeah, man, they don't want to deal with your shit. I didn't give them any shit. I just didn't respond to her. She might not have felt good about it, but I wasn't malicious or dickish to her, was I?
You were malicious because that's your intent.
No, malicious would be, fuck you, you cunt. You just, what are you going to do? Arg. What are you gonna do in that
I
situation?
agree with you, though. I don't think it's a dickish thing to do, personally. I mean, we've all got busy lives. Who wants to stop for an old bitty? You're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, they want to call somebody that has legal power to stop me? Fine. I'll respect the badge. But he's all like, because I used to work in the loss prevention area, and the dude's just like, you're just doing that because of that. Your experiences have salted you.
I would actually be disgusted, because we don't have that over here. So if they just started doing that, I would just fuck off and walk on.
Well, I understand that it's supposed to be a deterrent, but if you want it to be a deterrent, don't put the gimpy 86-year-old, 400-pound woman there. Maybe that'll be a little better. But
just walk at a light, brisk, and you can just get away.
And they're not checking. Half the time, they look in the bag. It's just... a year ago, 2 years ago, same Walmart.
Still with you to this day.
It is petty, but really...
You gotta let go, man.
I'm walking out, and the woman saw me. I was at the front register, because there's 2 sets of... Anyway,
Maybe she thought you were handsome. She's like, excuse me, sir.
Yeah. So let me just act like the Gestapo. All right, no. I know they gotta stop theft. People just walking out with stuff. I don't know. Anyway, do you think I'm a dick? Answer from Owen. What was it? No.
No, I think you're well within your right to blow that old lady off.
Yeah, again, I just had no contact with her. I wish I felt bad that I snubbed her, but I just don't.
It's no different to ignoring those charity people on the street, really. You just keep walking.
Because normally I'm very cordial. Well, how are you? Good days and all that stuff. Thank you very much. But
coming from the man that ends our Skype calls with "fuck off."
I'm just trying to be British charming type stuff.
How's that charming? I'm British. It would be pip pip, jolly good show, chap. I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, Christ almighty. Speaking of salty, I can't help it. I can't help because, all right, what do you have in your notes? What's next?
Well, I was going to say, speaking of Christ Almighty and, forgiveness that he gave and apologies and whatnot, Phil has another apology to make. Would you believe it? This salty bastard. I related you to Jesus.
Because it's Easter.
Oh, yes. Happy Easter, by the way, Phil. And to you, the listeners. I totally forgot. I'm not up with the times. Phil has an apology to make about why why the podcast was late by 2 weeks. All right, 2 weeks. We had it all planned out, but he went and licked raw chicken or something to purposely sabotage the podcast. And I don't know what else you got to apologize for, but that's the main thing. So I would really like it if you could actually be mature about this, not like the last time, and apologize.
I'm truly sorry for causing the delay in this podcast.
Is that it?
I'd also like to point out, after my apology, that Owen indirectly got to you, listeners, through his subliminal techniques. No, not subliminal, very bliminal. Nothing sub about it. In his description, he labels me as salty. He did nothing but present me as salty.
I said, what was it?
Salt mines. Which
bear on your miner's hat as we dig through Phil's salt mine. What's...
you know, when I listened to the podcast again, the first thing I thought was, why am I listening to this again? And the second thing I thought was, I don't think I was anywhere near as bad, or no less or more than any other episode.
No, you were particularly mean that episode. So I guess you can. You've already apologized to me, and I accept your apology because, that's what men do.
Well, I hope that the listeners can also understand. And I hate to pull this wild card, but not wild card. I hate to pull this regular card. It's just.
Here we go. Watch him backpedal.
It's spring.
That's him backpedaling.
My son is old enough now. In the beginning of the podcast, I just had to make sure
bring
he
out
was safe.
The child.
I just had
card.
to make sure he's safe. Now, he can go out. It's really nice out. It's been a
bring out the child.
Tough. It's not a job. I can't tell people, hey, I need to do my hobby. Can you watch my kid for me? I mean, we're lucky that we get these days. You're gonna have to edit out that little.
I would do no such thing.
I don't have, I guess, a legitimate excuse. Only that I ask you to look deep in your hearts and understand that,
they can't look into their hearts because you've clogged it up with your saltiness. They're dying of cholesterol.
He doesn't have nap time anymore. That was one of our main points to getting things done recently.
So what you're basically saying is, this is the end of the season.
It's not technically the end of the season. If I were to present this in a good news, bad news way, which I'm about to, the bad news is that things are kind of put on an indefinite hold, except for some little bonus type thing that we'll put out where we will
3 months' time.
We will announce the winner of the mega prize pool, so that we'll also get all the people that have emailed in recently, and up until that point, frankly, because we're going to have a Owen versus Phil later on. So I'm afraid I have to indefinitely suspend season 3. That's the bad news. The good news is that
I'm getting a new co-host.
is that I'm moving to London. No, that.
Why would you do that?
Well, to be close to you.
You should move to Ireland.
Oh, London.
Be a bit more close to me there, Phil.
I am.
I got a spare bedroom, do you know?
Been jonesing for a little of that old Dungeons and Dragons with Owen, no less. Spring is here, and I'm like, and it's just adventure, and I'm looking at all these old modules, these game modules that I know by heart, and I'm just like, gotta role play soon. So
spring is here, the sun is out, the flowers are blooming. Let me just shut my curtains, hover over a computer screen.
Light the candles. Well, I integrate all that stuff into just that general fantasy feel. It's just...
And I'm in your fantasy.
You are. You're in my fantasy field. Yes, so briefly I will say that there will be other people involved, but it's kind of whoever's there. I'm only going to cater the schedule to Owen, and whoever happens to be around will play one of the other characters, should you so choose. So
it'll be archived as well.
Yes, most certainly be recorded and such. So, yeah. I apologize. I hope you will stay with us and keep yourselves informed as to when the regularly scheduled podcast will come back. But there will be, I'm sure, Owen and Phil action in your future. Owen, how do you feel about Dungeons and Dragons in the future?
Judging by the last performance that I gave, which was astounding for those that do not remember that, I'm feeling quite pip.
Yes, I am almost positive that you will be able to resurrect one of your characters for the first adventure, just to give it a little flavor, to let you feel a little more roleplay. All right. I forgot my little humorous story. Been trying. My neighbor has an old DVD player.
DVDs?
My neighbor's on the older side, so... and he's been sick, so I've been kind of hooking him up with movies.
Is that his? Is it his last days?
No.
Is that why you're being nice?
And I was trying to get. Have you ever seen Apocalypto, the Mel Gibson movie?
Is that a panther in there?
Yeah, Jaguar. Yes.
Then I've seen it. Look at me. I know references.
Subtitles, right? So I bought a copy that didn't have any subtitles, downloaded the subtitles, but because he doesn't have the controller for this DVD, whenever I author a DVD, I have to make sure it plays automatically, and I have to make sure the subtitles are hard-coded. So in downloading a program to do that, a free program, I noticed that I could change the subtitles. So, yeah.
You have too much power on your hands.
Yeah, so I decided to change one of the characters' names to his name. And, have the disc here. Gonna see him later. Can't wait to hear the results.
Is it a character that dies?
Yep. If you remember the movie, there's not too much dialogue to begin with. And a lot of it's very important. So I didn't want to go too messed up and be like, tell me, Sitting Jaguar, what do you think of the elk mounted above the computer? And have him be like, wait a minute. I have some racks up there. So... But I didn't do that. I just put his name in. Shouldn't ruin the movie for him. Might take him out of it. Might put him further in it.
This is how you can, slowly brainwash people.
Yeah. That'd be kind of... There's options for, animations and stuff. So, I suppose if I was really bored, I can make, the bouncing ball.
You should just put a picture of your face on it and just whiz by the screen.
I've been thinking about green screening myself and inserting myself into my son's little TV programs. And then just be like, hey, I said get to bed. And then pop up in the TV. What? You're still watching TV? That would be pretty fucked up for him, I think. He would have a poor understanding of televised products. All right. I think on that note, we should try and find our segue over to this news.
Hey, Phil.
Yes, Owen.
Got any news?
As a matter of fact, I am holding in my hand something very strange. A fucking newspaper. By chance, happened to pick this up for coupons. Hey, fuck you. The Philadelphia Inquirer is a friggin' cesspool of coupons that are relevant to my life. Some of our listeners...
That's terrible.
...may not realize, but Owen and I are at the forefront of reporting hard-hitting news. We've brought you a story much earlier than the Philadelphia Inquirer about ass-to-ass transfers. If you have a serious bacteria problem in your gut, Owen, I think you can explain the process better than I.
Right. Basically, you're ill. Oh, you go to hospital. The hospital go, you're ill. Arr, get out of here. We don't have a bed situation. Eventually, you get a bed. They go, oh no, you got bad bacteria. You're like, what? They're like, yeah. Then here comes, I should say Phil. This is happening to Phil.
Yeah.
And then here comes Owen busting through the doors. Don't worry, Phil. I've got you. We're friends. People that pod together, live together, die together. And they're like, Owen, you've got the healthiest colon I've ever seen.
It's spotless.
I go, I know, it's all that fruit juice. And they basically just stick a big spoon up there, scrape a little bacteria out, stick it up, Phil, plop it down, and I think that's essentially the medical procedure.
Yes, and his healthy, functioning bacteria will battle this infection, which apparently kills more than 14,000 people. And if you can't be treated by antibiotics, you have to get the ass-to-ass. You have to get a shit transfer. So this particular article talks about the new method now, where it's a tube threaded from the nose to your small intestine.
What?
Now, on a recent day, I'm quoting the paper here, on a recent day, a pen patient in his 40s sat calmly while 250 milliliters of chilled liquid the color of French roast coffee with skim milk flowed through the nasal tube.
Why is this mood so important?
What's that?
Why is this mood so important? Why do they have to say he sat calmly? Does it...
I guess because they want to report that he wasn't like, gawk, gawk, they're sending shit down a tube into my intestines and I can see it going up my nose. They want people to be calm, probably, about the shit transfer. This man says, it'll feel like you're drinking an icy or something. Shit ices. Because of his... did not want his name used because of his job. He gagged at the first jolt of cold, but eventually relaxed. After
What kind of job can't he disclose that he's got bad bacteria?
Maybe he's a professional eater. Oh, can't let him know. Can't let him know I'm British. Sorry.
What?
The procedure,
It's not a disability, damn it.
The procedure was finished in minutes. It wasn't as gross as we thought, his wife said.
How does she know?
Okay, later on in the article, she was pumping it. No, later on in the article, for now, though, the potential of poop is creating some bizarre situations. Patients are still desperate enough to try home transplants, sometimes without adequate screening of their donors. Experts say some doctors have engaged in price gouging, charging $10,000 and up for a procedure that should cost much less. Insurance coverages may vary. So find out if your insurance coverage includes a shit transfer. I've recently received quite a few people who have used their pets as donors. End quote. So, as a service announcement, once again, from Wave of Absurdity, Owen and I would like to let you know, do not stick your pet's shit up your ass. Thank you.
So, does that mean that my fantasy of saving you with an ass-to-ass transfer is no longer valid?
Well, the final thing I highlighted in the newspaper here, the dude says, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should be doing it in everybody. That's a quote. I shit you not.
Wow.
So, yeah, I feel like we should really keep up on this process.
Well,
See how
we definitely need to keep up on the ass-to-ass transfers, and we also need to keep up on the Swiss cheese masturbator.
Yes, sadly convicted, but no idea how much he's up for.
I'll try and do some digging and see if we can get a viable update for you all, because I don't know how much you would get charged for masturbating with Swiss cheese.
Probably just the same as masturbating, unless the cheese afficondos pay off somebody.
Well, if the cheese, I could be like the lawyer, because if the cheese covers enough of the penis, surely it's not indecent exposure.
Well, I don't know if you remember the picture.
Yeah, I remember that he just had it on the tip.
Yeah, like he was putting chalk on the pool tip. That's how he had the Wisconsin Swiss cheese on his knob. So, Philadelphia, born and raised, that guy. Yikes.
I have a note here.
Is it from your mommy?
No. Oh, I should also... Phil's apologized. It's time for me to apologize. But yes. I have to apologize because Phil made me do something which now I have to apologize for. So basically, it's sort of Phil's fault. Well, Phil was like, your descriptions are all terrible, blah, blah, blah. So I went and changed 3 of them as a test. And little did I know that actually changed the date on the iTunes, and you might have had to download 3 episodes again, which I apologize for. So if there's any errors in any of the descriptions, I'm sorry, but they've got to stay.
Is this because of your hurried descriptions, that these typos that I was complaining about?
Yeah, so I thought I'd fix them, save changes, and then all of a sudden iTunes like, oh, a new podcast has been updated. I'm like, no.
I don't want them to hear this again.
No, I mean, it's not the last episode. My God.
That's
But
awkward.
speaking of a few episodes ago, I've got some support. If you remember, Phil in his saltiness, I had to endure his saltiness. But out of it, I believe I'm going to get a chair because I've got quite a rallying behind me.
One person, 2 people, I think. That's not quite a rally. No offense.
How many have you got on your side?
Well, of course they want you. Anyway, I'll send you it from Amazon. You just got to give me your address again. I know I have it here somewhere, but it'll be much easier.
You promise?
Yes.
When?
After Easter. You feel free to remind me. Feel free to post public shamings or whatever.
All right. So the next podcast you hear, it may not be the winners announcement podcast, but maybe the return of season 3. I will keep you updated on what chair I get. I want a good one.
How did your apology get into? Anyway.
Yes, iTunes apology. I'm sorry for wasting your bandwidth. You've wasted enough by downloading these episodes.
Well, that's funny because one of my notes is that March was our biggest download month. And now I know why.
Yeah.
Because we have fooled the audience.
Oops, it looks good for our stats.
It does. God damn it. I totally forgot that that's what my note was. All right. Well, then that makes our second biggest month our first biggest month, October 2013. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate that.
Why would the Halloween podcast be the biggest?
No, the whole month of October. So, I don't know. Maybe we pushed the Halloween one more and people decided to download other stuff as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's scary. There was another piece of news. I can't find it, but it was regarding this woman who gets mad bucks for just going online and sharing a meal and a movie with whoever. I guess she makes arrangements and you go online and have the webcam on and nothing sexual.
Wait.
Yeah.
Webcam? It's not even physical?
Correct. It's a
what?
A virtual date, I guess.
What?
Yeah. And I wanted it because it had the monetary amounts, but she was making thousands a month, I think. It was something outrageous. And I thought that's something you and I should do. We already with a third party.
Oh.
Maybe they can play chaperone to our date. Can
I bring O'Neill along too there?
Dinner and a movie. Put that in your head. Wow. Okay. Sorry, that made me feel weird.
Speaking of head, it's time for feeling Phil.
Also known as Peeling Phil.
Shut up. Phil! How's your wet wangler?
My wet wangler? That's what you came up with?
Your wet waggler.
My wet waggler. Are you referring to my lollipop destroyer? My tongue?
Yes!
It's doing all right.
Is it salivating with such moistness because you're talking to me again after 2 weeks?
No, it's going. MouthPhil should be good. That's what it's saying. My tongue is fine, thankfully.
It's a shame. I hope you bite it.
All right. So that was me biting my tongue on purpose.
Yeah, do it harder.
No, well, no. What would be the point of that? That'd be crazy.
Be great podcast listening, just hearing you with a swollen tongue.
Owen
God.
versus Phil. How'd you like that segue?
That was umpire on mine.
Ooh, almost let out a little gas.
Dirty
So
bastard.
last time we asked you if you were trapped. Well, you had to imagine that you were trapped in a burning building with either me or Owen. The little trick was that you were... What was it? Oh, yeah. You had a chain around your leg and Owen's leg or Phil's leg, and it was wrapped around a pole or whatever, so you couldn't escape. However, there was a little hacksaw there that would go through flesh, but not chain, a magical fucking hacksaw. So, you had to choose who you'd want to be with to have the best chances of survival. Owen, what do you think? I mean, I know you read the emails a little bit. What was your assessment of this?
I don't like how these games usually turn into slander Owen.
Yeah,
You know what?
they are pretty slanderous. But to be fair, the slander is generally about how you're a cock.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Yeah, just wanted to get my own slander in there. Hi, my name is Tyler. If I was stuck in a burning building with Owen or Phil, I'd choose Phil. Phil would be able to cut off my leg and pull me to safety because I would be crying and choking on the smoke. If I was with Owen, he would slap me because I'm upset and would leave me in the building. Tyler, you're probably 88% right. So, that's just, that shouldn't say too much about your personality. Yes. I believe Monique, long-time emailer.
Monique's my friend. I'm expecting good things here.
I'd choose to be with Owen. All right. I'm assuming that Owen weighs less than Phil and myself. I'm 6 feet tall and weigh around 168 pounds. We have a lot of information about you now, Monique. Hope you like your identity stolen. Anyway, so if I were to chop off anyone's leg, it would be Owen's, since there would be less meat to saw through. It'd be quicker. I'm not sure how well Owen's survival skills are, but he's played many video games that involve the zombie apocalypse, so he probably has some knowledge. I think he'd make a good partner. Also, he can't perform his sexual deviant duties with only one leg to work with. No, she threw in a little, right?
It was so well until that point.
But she chose you. I mean, that's good, right? Yeah.
No.
Let's see here. Hey, Owen and Phil. I am more of a lurker to the show when it comes to commenting or emailing things in, but after the most recent podcast, I had to speak up. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's not even to do... I want to address that email.
Yeah, that's so too fair.
From Lacey. Hang on. What was the... Would you find another one that has to do
5
with
trinkets to Lacey.
Owen's leg. Hang on. Where is it?
Is that the subject? Owen's leg?
Emily, what did she say here? Emily went batshit crazy, so I'm not entirely sure how to digest this email. She did not address that. All right, well, most of the people said me for nice reasons, good stuff.
You can't even fix a punctured tire. What survival skills do you have?
I don't know where you're getting that weird information with. Did you move emails on me? Are you doing weird things?
What?
Did you move emails?
I didn't move anything. Calm down, Grandpa. You'll find it eventually. See, would you want to be with that slow man?
All right. So for the final, for now, temporary, I think everybody's going to like this Owen versus Phil. It's a little twist. Which Who would you rather have in this scenario? Somebody calls you up, $1 million prize people, certified. They say, you are about to win $1 million. However, in order for that to happen, you have to let one of our agents come over right now, instantly. They're at your front door and go through all your computers, everything in your room or house or whatever, all your shit, and spend the night there without you being there. We have one night and unlimited access to your personal stuff for $1 million. There's no promise of things being kept secret. The only way to win $1 million is to let one of us stay in your room or house overnight without you there. So, email us in. I can't believe we've gotten 30 minutes into the podcast without mentioning the email address.
Contact at waveofabsurdity.com.
Indeed. So, we got an email. This is really quite touching. and
Here we
strange.
go. Salty Phil.
Now,
We're still a bit salty.
not salty. Not salty at all.
We're still a bit salty.
Hi, Owen and Phil. Yes, more of a lurker to the show. But after the most recent podcast, I had to speak up. Just, wow, Phil, you were wasted, weren't you? You were rather aggressive towards Owen.
Thank you.
Let me get through the email.
Well,
I enjoy the bickering between you two, but this time, Jesus Christ, it was intense.
I see.
Anyway, I should probably not make this email completely bland and include a short story. I've gotten myself into a terrible habit by listening to the past podcast while I fall asleep. Not a bad habit in my mind. This is me, not the email. If you're listening now, just drift off to sleep. Oh, says because they end up not sleeping. Oh, that's nice. It must have drilled itself into my brain because one of my recent dreams was all about you two participating in Master Debater. Okay, cool. On a particular debate, you were going at it about hairless and fluffy cats. As I watched it like a television show, I thought to myself, how masculine. Then the debate got ugly because Phil apparently had a secret shed where he kept a bunch of hairless cats. Not too far from the truth. Moments later, he crashed through the window into Owen's home holding one of his cats. Both he and the cat were dressed up like ninjas. Owen looked confused as hell before standing up and pulling out a black belt. The rest of the dream consisted of you two fighting in various scenarios, like the old Street Fighter type games. Nice. Round 1, fight! Anyway, you two are more than ready for the mid-season break. Before you end up ending the podcast completely, I love the schedule,
Wow.
but the tension between you two rises, obviously, more when you are active weekly. I can imagine how stressful it is. I wanted to say right there.
Don't even go there.
I wanted to say, I can imagine how stressful it is working with Owen and then just try to pass it off as that's what this person put in their email, but they didn't. I can imagine how stressful it is, and I would much rather wait an extra week or so for a podcast versus never having one again. My heart would break into a million pieces if my favorite source of entertainment ended because of something silly like stress and spending too much time together. Phil, if you weren't drunk, I would hate to see you when you actually are. I wasn't. I mean, you're usually
See, that's how mean he is.
You're usually very calm and collective in given circumstances. The voice of reason, one would say. Thank you. Glad that you regained some of your composure at the end. Owen, a specific highlight I wanted to mention was when you censored out the spoiler. Not that it would have spoiled anything for me.
Oh, yes, the Walking Dead spoiler for those that don't remember.
But it was a very generous act. Lacey. Oh, wait, did she have? Yeah. Oh, just because you said no one email in about it, Phil should buy Owen a new chair. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah, support the rallying.
Yes, that's one of the two. Lacey. Thank you, Lacey, for that email. And Monique was the other supporter, the chair supporter. All right. So, yes, Lacey, I had a beer. I had a beer, I think. A beer before and maybe during the podcast, but...
And look how vicious he was.
Son, it wasn't that. You have no idea what happened before the podcast, and it's
What
pointless.
happened before the
It's
podcast?
pointless. That was one of the things I
See,
was
look at it, brush me away.
arguing about.
Get out of here, Owen.
All right. So, feel free to email in. Somebody did write in with a little problem they have. I think it was the same person, Tyler. I forgot to say I have a problem. So I recently got a newspaper round job, a new paper job. Starts at 6:30 in the morning, which I wouldn't mind getting up normally, but because I live in a village, I have to go out and socialize and deliver papers to all the older generation. What can I do to be more enthusiastic and get through the round faster?
Just be like Phil. Just keep walking and ignore them. Just throw the paper and keep walking.
It's a nice day out, isn't it? I said it's a nice day out. That lousy little shit. That's what will happen.
What do you care what they think of you? They're going to die soon.
Go out and socialize to the older generation. What can I do to be more enthusiastic? Stick some up your butt? No, you simply have to allocate a little bit of time and just think of it as part of the job. Social engineering. You know, maybe one of them will tip you. Try to work it.
Include you in their will.
Yeah.
Hello?
You know, smiles are contagious, they say. So don't sneeze on them. What is next, Owen? Because
Wow.
I'm certainly not going to talk about March being our biggest month.
Yeah, I've actually been dreading this feature, and you'll see why in a minute. It's time for Master Debater.
What? I thought it was fill in the blanks. All right,
No.
debater.
Owen versus Phil, Master Debater.
All right.
We went over the schedule.
I have that I have that recorded.
This is why we have chinks in the armor.
I have our pre-podcast conversation recorded. Maybe you'll hear it, maybe you won't.
Yes, Master Debater. I played the music twice to make it seem twice as interesting.
So mastery.
Okay, so last time we had a podcast, I actually forgot to upload a poll. So we've got two winners for two different debates, which I will go through now. I believe the first one was shower versus bath. Who do you think won shower versus bath, Phil? Do you know?
The last time I checked, people were on board with the bath. I know I won one and you won one. I think that's how it worked out. I'm pretty sure I won the bath.
Way to spoil it!
Yep. But you asked me. Man, I'm going to send you this piece of shit chair now.
This is just like The Walking Dead all over again.
Oh, by the time they hear it, the third episode will
You
have
can't do Game of Thrones spoilers either!
been out. Yeah.
What the? No, you're just blowing my mind. That's the majorest of major spoiler. Oh, Phil,
Hey.
you're a madman.
I also
I don't want to know.
burned
I
Game
don't
of
know.
Thrones for my neighbor.
No. Shut up.
And he spoiled it for me. That's how I knew.
I don't want to know. The winner of Bath versus Shower Master Debater is Phil.
I had to text him back and be
I
like,
can't believe it, Phil. People, I'll just keep talking over you. Yeah, people went with the shower. I don't know why. I thought I made some very solid arguments for
I think
the bath.
I think what won me that one was the fact that the people that do take baths realize that they have to wash that film off of them.
There's no film.
Well, because you don't use real soap.
And the winner, soup versus salad as a starter, was soup, which was me. So well done, me, for representing soup. I think I did it justice.
Yeah, soup people
Although-
everywhere. Releasing
Get
balloons
this.
in your name.
Scandal. Every time I have a starter, it's never soup.
And if anything, I think right after I said nobody says salad in a cup. You have soup in a cup. Delicious soup. Fuck salad.
Okay, well now we're getting up to the bit that I utterly regret. Is the next master debater chosen by you, the viewer?
For the people. By the people.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll give you the least voted on, which I thought was a very good master debater. It was licked envelope versus taped envelope. That only got 4% of the votes, which is kind of sad.
Well, because who's mailing shit out? I mean...
Many people do.
Well, I suppose, but who in the generations of people listening to this podcast, which are obviously high school and college age, I don't see them.
I'm that age. I send letters. I have to.
When was the last time you sent a letter in the post for just a missive, not sending in a bill?
Never.
Okay. So that was how many?
But no, it's for official business. Anyway, the why the winner of the topic that you chose, the people. Oh man, is left versus right.
I'm ready. I feel like there's a surefire way for this if the cards fall in my favor.
Which is the better direction? Well,
Wait,
let's-
sorry, is that the subtitle? Which is the better direction? Or just which is better, left or right?
I always built it up as left or right, which is the better direction.
All right.
Let's not shoehorn ourselves. Left or right? That could be, it's ambiguous. It could be anything to do with
Okay.
left or right.
Okay.
Random.org. Phil is odd. I'm even. And we generate once. Fuck it.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I don't know what's going on.
51. Phil, do you want left or do you want right?
I want right. For now, I know I have won.
I don't doubt it. And generate again for stuff. 91. My goodness. It's...
This is going to be hard without the use of the internet. Well, not that hard. Yeah. Since we might not be doing this for a little while, except for every single conversation we have debating, I will allow you to go first. I'll allow you to choose. I give up my right to choose. Shouldn't have phrased it that way.
Don't go.
Enthusiasm!
Oh man, I left.
Where's the countdown timer?
I will take my
My countdown
time
timer is going.
now. Hello, esteemed colleagues, friends, viewers, listeners, and welcome to tonight's debate. I'm sure it's gonna be a wing-dinger, and I can't wait to get started. So let me get started.
I don't have a clock.
Oh, don't worry, Phil, I do. Left. Oh. Many great things have been associated with left. For example... Nope, that's the wrong game.
Ice cream. No.
You know? Did you know?
Famous people that are left-handed. Go.
People that are left-handed are more likely to be killed by products that are made for the right hand.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to produce some sort of source.
Left. Okay, left. What's good about left? You like to be left alone. I know you. This is why you're listening to a podcast. You want to shun the world out. I understand that. And how do you communicate that with people? They just say, they just look at him, he wants to be left alone. You're damn right, he wants to be left alone. It's a good thing to be.
Sorry, I can hear the straws you're walking on slowly crumble.
Time.
I'll take my 2 minutes, and that's probably all we'll need for this. I don't know. 2 minutes now. I'm not going to go too far into why right is better at this time, but I'm almost positive, I'll need to look this up, but I'm positive that left, Lucifer, left is associated with wrongdoing, with evil. I believe if you don't sit at the left hand of somebody if you're the man hand. You sit on the right hand. Left, I'm almost positive there is a, if you look back at the the etymology of the words that left, Lucifer, these things all spawn from... You could get killed for being left-handed back in the day, 15th century. Sign of the devil, left-handed. You don't say, I'm feeling all right. Or sorry, you don't say I'm feeling all left. You say, I'm feeling all right.
I didn't start the timer.
Right is good. Left is bad. Historically, at least, the way people used to believe. You were a freak if you were left-handed. And some people still believe that today. I'm not sure of the statistics, but I'm going to go ahead and say that right-handed dominance is there's the higher percentage of right-handed people. Lefties are freaks. Lefties have rights too. You have no rights. You're goddamn freaks. You'd be burned at the stake if it wasn't this particular century. Don't know what the time was, but I'd love to hear Owen argue against that.
Okay. I would take my... Well, I did some searching on the internet while
You
you
were
were
not
having...
supposed to do that!
Don't worry.
What do you mean? That was at the core. I'm one of the first master debaters. I'm like, oh, maybe we should clap our hands so we know we're not typing away. You're not supposed to look online. Or I would have looked online for, the word origins of left and Lucifer. Just go. I can't believe you shitted this up.
I will take my time now. Phil is all like, shun the lefties, shun the lefties. Do you know what I hear in his insensitive words when he says this? I hear a scared man. I hear a scared man that's afraid of uniqueness. And that uniqueness is left-handed people. That's you. Now, I brought up the argument about, the word left, being left alone is a good thing. Well, while I was searching on the internet, if you don't like being left alone, I also found an article that says lefties are at higher risk of schizophrenia. Now, how great is that? If you're alone... You don't like being alone. If you're left-handed, you have a greater chance of having schizophrenia, which means more friends for you.
What site are you reading from?
Which means more friends for you. Now, that's a great.
You have
It's a
sullied.
great plus.
You have sullied this master debater.
It's a great plus. Having more friends in the world is always great. Again, I feel this slipping. I want to be left alone after the debate. It's such a great word, left.
In the past, to be left-handed was considered touched by the devil. As Wikipedia notes, historically, the left side and subsequently left-handedness was considered negative in many cultures.
That's my time. Phil, take your time.
The Latin word sinistra originally meant left, but took on meanings of evil or unlucky by the classic Latin era. And this double meaning survives in European derivatives of Latin and in the English word sinister. Might I add, these are all my own words. Meanings gradually developed from use of these terms in the ancient languages. In many modern European languages, including English, the word for the direction right also means correct or proper, and also stands for authority and justice. In most Slavic languages, the root prav is used in words carrying meanings of correctness or justice. So if you were left-handed or sinister, you were associated with evil. I don't know where to go from here. One, this is shameful because there's no timer on my end.
You've got 50 seconds.
And I don't know why Owen just thought he could go looking online. I thought that was one of our rules. So I might as well take this time to see how many people are left-handed. Left-handed facts and statistics. Oh, an infograph, always handy.
Scroll down.
According to one study, lefties have an average lifespan that is 9 years fewer than that of righties. 4 of the 5 original designers of the Mac computer were left-handed.
Okay, time. I'll take my closing 1 minute now. I don't understand why Phil's great obsession with left-handed, right-handed people. I've made a very...
Big gaff.
I've made an extraordinarily huge attempt at not just sticking to hands. I've talked about the word a little bit, where Phil read off Wikipedia. Yeah, he gets a bit angry about the whole internet thing, but I only read off about schizophrenia, and then I made it my own. I didn't just read word for word, and I think, my friends, that effort deserves your vote. Again, if you're
don't mind me. I'm looking on the internet.
You are unique, and don't let Phil take that away from you. Stay away from Phil. Let Phil be left alone in his salt mine. Thank you, and good night. You can take your 1 minute whenever you're ready.
Now, after, I feel like saying all these years, 2 years, I believe. After all these master debaters, it pains me. I've gotten used to Owen's little tricks, his time wasters, his shifting,
There was no rule.
shifting of the topics, his ability, I admire sometimes, to argue one thing that really doesn't have any bearing on the actual topic. But if it's one thing I will not stand for, is the breaking of the most sacred of rules, and that is
There's
going
no rules.
into master debater without any access to information. You have to go with the flow. And I'm just going to assume he had a little hiccup, because never before has he displayed any knowledge in anything we talked about. And I ask you to consider this, that without the internet, you saw him in the beginning, it was terrible. If you're going to vote for the guy that knew how this would win, how this would pan out in the beginning.
Time.
I'm sorry, I don't have a timer.
Time. All right, well, they're going to vote for my effort, that's for sure.
It's not about effort at this point.
There was no rules. Speaking of effort and no rules, it's time for fill in the blank. This lovely feature has been stricken off. I don't know why we're doing it, but it's on the notes, and I took the time to do it, so we're doing it. Basically, it used to go, Phil read a quote, and he would finish it with a fake one and a real one, and I wouldn't know which one's which, and I would have to guess which one is the real one, and inevitably we'd always rejoice because I would always win. So he's thrown the reins to me and said, oh, and you do it. So here we are. It's time.
I didn't even think the feature would be here.
Well, neither did I, but I spent time.
How many times are you going to say this?
I spent time making it 2 weeks ago, and I've only just looked at them now, and boy, do I regret this.
All right. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. There is an old Chinese proverb. Be not afraid of growing slowly. Okay, the first part. Be not afraid of growing slowly. 1, the smallest of seeds will one day bear shade. Or 2, be afraid only of standing still.
Oh, wow. That's nice. And you made one of those up?
I made one of those up.
I'm going to go with the first one, offering shade.
As...
Sorry, did you just call me a name?
No, I said as...
As the real one, I'm
as
sorry.
True, thank you. So you went for, be not afraid of growing slowly. The smallest of seeds will one day bear shade. As
Correct.
true.
Yes.
Can I have a drum? No. That was pathetic. Never doing that again.
Can I have a drum roll?
You are wrong. I actually made up that quote.
Are you sure?
What do you mean, am I sure?
Because I could have sworn in the beginning you weren't too sure about which ones you wrote up.
Oh, no, when you laughed, I Googled them all.
Oh, okay.
But the correct quote is, be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid of only standing still.
Wow. Well, I have to say already, I'm very impressed with your first...
It all goes downhill from there. I let in with a good one.
How many are there? 3?
I did 4.
Okay.
But...
One's going to be chucked to the wind for the sake of posterity.
Yeah.
You can tell it to me after the podcast.
I mean, I'm trying to find quotes that. I mean, Phil is a learned man. He's been around the block. I'm sure he knows many of these quotes. So it's kind of hard to pick ones that, that wouldn't necessarily jump out to him. I tried my best, people. Okay. There's an old English saying. Every path. Okay, every path.
Every path.
Every path. Every path. One has its puddle. or two is filled with rocks.
All right. Now, part of the unique experience here is the presentation of it. Now, I know when I was reading them, I felt like it was possible to, maybe sway a little bit just in the way it was delivered. Maybe a nervous little laugh, that sort of thing. Particularly if one of them sounds stupid, or particularly if you found one that the original one is stupid, like I had that problem. So, one is... Could you read it again?
I would do it in a stone-faced killer like yourself.
Okay.
Every path... Shut up. Every path has its puddle, or every path is filled with rocks.
Well, in this instance, due to the brevity of them, I am going to go with the one that appeals to me most. And I'm going with the alliteration version as being the true one. Every path has a puddle. Please?
Every path has its puddle. It has a... Well, anyway. Might have written that down wrong.
That's cool.
Every path has a / its puddle is correct.
All right. This is the tiebreaker.
Okay, well... Yeah, I guess it is.
Well, unless you're going to do the fourth one, then this could
we
be
could
the
do the
one that
fourth.
puts us at a standoff.
We can...
Let's see how I do with the third one.
There's an old Greek saying, the heart that loves. The heart that loves.
Bleeds.
What? No.
Sorry, go ahead.
What are you doing?
I got out of hand.
Now you've fuffed me. The heart that loves. One is never beaten, or two is always young.
Sorry, the heart that loves is never beaten or beating?
Beaten, as
Okay.
I guess
won or getting struck down.
defeated here.
Okay. And then that
Or the heart that loves is always young.
Yeah, that second one sounds like you kind of got very is an old Greek saying, because the second one sounds more like a Hallmark saying. So, despite the first one kind of sounding odd to me, I'm going to roll with that to be the true one.
As what?
The true one.
Which one?
The first one you read.
Is
About
never
the heart
beaten?
Is never beaten, yes.
The heart that loves is never beaten. It's mine!
Oh, you got me.
I got you. The correct quote here is, the heart that loves is always young. Which, all right.
Oh, no. If that were the case, blood clot! That wouldn't be happening. Sorry. So, yeah, your choice about the fourth one. You can either opt to totally rub me under, or give me a chance to break even.
This is for funsies, because it's actually that bad.
Okay. I just like the word funsies when you say it for some reason.
A new American saying.
I say old, but I mean new. I say left, but I mean right. How could this cause problems?
If you can't lick him... If you can't lick 'em. Okay, that's the
Okay.
If you can't lick 'em.
Who's this by? What people?
I don't rednecks. If you can't lick 'em. One, join 'em. Or two, don't trust 'em.
Yeah. I think the first one is you trying to make a variation of if you can't beat them, join them. Whereas if you can't lick them, sorry, what was it? Leave them or don't trust them?
Don't trust
Don't trust them. Yeah, because if you really trust somebody, you should be able to lick them. It's the kind of trust that I like doing. So I'm going to ask my friend if I can lick him, and then hopefully he'll ask where first. So lick 'em and stick 'em is the real one. Lick 'em, trust 'em.
Don't trust them.
Yes.
If you can't lick them, don't trust them.
Well, if you can't, all right. If you can't lick 'em, leave 'em or join them.
If you can't lick them,
Oh wait, yeah, because
Don't trust
lick
them.
is another way of saying if I got licked is like I got beat. Yeah. All right, then the first one. You might have just switcherooed me there, but I'm sticking with the first one, being
don't trust them or join them.
join them. I'm counting on the first one being just
The
another
first one
way.
was join them.
Yeah, if you can't lick them, join them. If you can't beat them, join them. To me, lick and beat are the same in that particular context.
So you're saying,
The first one is real.
okay, you're correct.
All right. Did you specifically on the second one add an to be more rednecky?
Yes,
Okay.
it was too close to if you can't beat them, join them, which is why I didn't do it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I had you going for a little bit.
You did. Actually, you made me second guess myself, so thanks.
I'm in your head.
All right. Well, I think that's a nice feature. It's fun.
It will never be done again.
Well, it has come time not to end the podcast, which has been going on for a while. I hope that sort of eases the burn that is.
Can't wait to edit this.
Oh, come on, like you edit. Anyway, that
Low blow, motherfucker. Low blow.
will lead us perfectly into our PSATs, which are our podcast self-assessment test. Now, Owen and I were both assigned by each other. We agreed that we would pick 3 attributes and grade the other person on them. Because what could go wrong there? That's not going to cause any problems, right? So we didn't agree on any 3 attributes. We just decided that
Mine's all positive about you.
I hope they're on the 1 to 10 scale that we agreed on.
Wait, you said that before we recorded. 1 to 10. I'm like, what?
All right. Well, then I'm just going to do mine. I'm going to rate Owen on the 3 attributes that I have written down. And then we'll see what Owen has for me. Are you ready, Owen, for your podcast self-assessment test?
I'm excited.
All right.
It's not going to last long.
I have broken it down to 3 categories: enthusiasm, preparedness, and segueism. Now, first one, enthusiasm. What factors were involved here? Your disposition to me at all times, and the podcast listeners, your general health, and your Londonism. So, for your enthusiasm, on a scale of 1 to 10, where 10 is unstoppable, unbelievable enthusiasm, and 1 is, why are you even here? I gave you an 8. You are generally very enthusiastic. Preparedness.
Thanks.
Sorry, were you waiting for the other shoe to drop? Preparedness.
I was.
Items were on time, keeping appointments, note keeping, and having the required information for the podcast. Now, when taking this into consideration, I feel like you've gotten better at it. However, for the longest time, I will say this: you usually keep the appointments. I'm usually the one to break them. But your note keeping and required information for the podcast has only just come into its own. So, I'm going to leave you at an average 5. Okay, no response. And finally, segueism. How many attempts does it take for you to get the segue right? Did you use the segueism correctly and how often and clever were they? I gave you a 7. Are you viciously revamping yours because you thought I was going to tear into you?
No, I think that's nice. That's nice and fair.
You're above average in all fields, almost.
I'm kind of upset I didn't get a strong 10.
Well, we've got time. We'll do another
No, we
assessment
don't.
test. Come on now, you can't keep. This is what I mean. This is like the salty thing. If you keep saying that, we're never going to have a podcast again, then people are going to believe that.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we're going to have a
I'm
massive
talking
blowout
about 1
day.
point from attitude, stricken. I'm now redoing your enthusiasm, and I have a 6 there. And I just dropped my notebook, so
Ha!
yeah, you control.
Can't
the
change it now.
on the floor. No more. All right. Well, I am eager to hear if anyone feels the same. If you have anything you'd like to add to that, contact at waveofabsurdity@hotmail.com. Now I hope to hear from Owen.
I've judged you on your ability to take charge,
Okay.
your sense of feelings, and one very nice one, your linguistical skills.
Oh, okay.
So I guess vocabulary there. Well, let's start off with your ability to take charge. It's, you're not afraid to take charge, which is very admirable. You're not going to be governed by if a segment works or not. For example.
Oh, real nice. Very clever.
For example, MouthPhil, pure gold, but you turned it into shit. But does that stop you from doing it each podcast? Does it, bollocks? And that, my friend, is very admirable. Your ability to take charge. So I guess out of 10, I'm going to be making this up. I'll give you you're very strong in your convictions about this, so I'll give you a solid 9. A solid 9 on that one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the next one. Go ahead.
No, this is a good one. You're sorry, you're a cutthroat. Let's face that. You're not governed by feelings.
Peelings?
Shut up. As today's world becomes a bit more PC, it's nice to know that there's still a man out there that can cut a girl's finger off and call me a cunt without feeling remorse.
I was a boy at the time. I didn't say I didn't feel remorse. I said it was quasi
whatever.
justified. Go on.
Well, you don't feel remorse for calling me a cunt. So,
Cunt.
in a way, you keep society in check through this wonderful medium of a podcast. And for that, I thank you.
Wow, I'm glad this is recorded because I think I know what I want my obituary to read.
So for your sense of feelings, I've got to give you a 4 on that, I'm afraid.
I hate you. And finally,
Your linguistical skill. Your use of elongated words not only confuses me, but astounds me. The class you bring to this podcast is second to none. So thank you for that, Phil. You definitely do raise the IQ bar by 1.
there we go.
I've got to give you a high 1 for that. I'm going to give you an 8.
Well, bravo. I have to be honest, I didn't think you had anything. So I'm going to raise your preparedness from a 5 to a 6.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. My jaw hurts from clenching it that whole time. So, if you would care to email in, let us know how entertained and or accurate this podcast self-assessment test was, and perhaps we will do another one at the end of season 3. Yes, whenever that may be. So, for those of you that didn't like our our master debater, you're in for a treat.
Because we've got another master debater.
Sand.
Wow.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know when to speak.
You may speak, peasant.
Yes, that is exactly it. Segwayism up a point there. We actually had somebody on Skype who was brave enough to debate Owen.
I do a lot better, I swear.
Yes, I am trying to remember the debate. It was
Hard
about,
soap
yes.
versus liquid soap. I got your back, buddy.
And I can't remember what he wanted us to call him.
You're welcome.
Will, was it? Thank you.
I don't know. Someone.
So
He's a peasant.
I never wanted to name it that. He jumped in to the lion's den to debate Owen on this issue. All right. So, Will, would you care to make any statement about yourself before you jump into the lion's den, a.k.a. Owen's brain?
Well, see? No, I don't. Let's
right.
continue.
All right. So, today's special will involve a quick master debater between Owen and Will. The topic? Soap. What's better, bar soap or soap gel? Now, we're doing a little condensed version here, so all arguments will be kept in a 45-second format. Owen will now... Oh, I guess that means Will is odd this time, since Owen's always even this season.
I'm gonna give Will the choice.
Yeah.
Do you want it to be odd or even?
Even Stevens, mate.
Alright, I'm
Alright.
gonna click generate. 3. You suck.
Yeah, that sucks. Ah, yes.
I think I will go for the hard soap.
All right, that leaves Will with the soft, feminine soap. All right.
We will generate once again to see who goes first. 57. Ha!
So
This
happy.
has backfired on you. If only you stayed odd like Phil. I
That's bent.
Very much so.
I don't even understand these British slang words you gaff. You can go first.
Ooh.
Me?
Yes, take your time whenever you
Yeah, I'll-
see fit.
Take the bullet. Seems as I have some
Right.
good points down.
All right, yeah. You've got it. You've got it under control. Like Owen said, take your time whenever you're ready. I will, once you start talking about it, I will start the countdown.
I'll start now. All right, basically. So soap gel, yeah. You get in the shower, you're like, I need to wash myself. And you don't get the soap, the hard soap rolling up your arms. It's going to hurt yourself. You want a nice relaxing shower. See, now you get the soap, the gel soap. Put it on your hands, rub it around. Easy to use, and it feels great. I don't know anyone that's like, oh, it hurts. Because you know what? They don't live on the earth. They're in their mother's basement or something like that. You know, those sort of people that don't even take baths. And, you know, so his points are invalid because soap
I haven't
gel
had any
is...
points yet.
Yeah, I have. And so, yeah, vote for soap gel because it's better. And that's my time up.
Time. Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, that was freaking loud.
got my
There's
own
no room
stopwatch.
for extra time there. All right.
Okay, well, I will take my 45 seconds. Now, what a noob this fellow is. You don't just start rubbing hard soap all over you. No, you can do things that normal people do, like rub it into a flannel or onto a loofah, and then rub it all over your body. Very, very simple. I should also bring up the fact that hard soap is cost effective. Why is this cost effective? Because if you got the liquid soap, you squidge some. Oh no, excess soap. I'll try and hold that back. No, you're not. It's going down the drain. Do you know what else is going down that drain with that liquid soap? Your money. Your money. You're losing money with liquid soap as you pour that son of a bitch down the drain. Hard soap is more friendly in these economic times.
All right. I don't know. This is very even.
I got my backup.
Yeah, all right. Will, you're doing well. Let's see what
All
you
right.
got going. Ready?
My time starts now. Basically, what he says, flannel. Put it on the flannel and then wash it on yourself. You could do that with gel soap, and it makes it even more bubbly, which brings me on to my second point. More money for your buck, basically. I mean, yeah. So, yeah, money. Yeah, you may be cheaper getting the soap, but it's the stupid Tesco-owned brand soap that smells like it come out of a freaking meth lab or something. It stinks up to high heaven. You walk into an office, so like, oh, look, someone's freaking spilt the apple truck out. You buy your gel soap. That's like heaven. It's like the best smelling thing ever. You want to smell like some sort of rubbish truck, then go ahead, get soap bars.
All right. It's getting violent.
I'm not sure what shit you've been washing yourself with, but
No,
I will take
Oh, I'm sorry.
my 45-minute rebuttal.
45
Now,
second,
well,
not 45 minutes. Jeez.
45-minute shit, I'm going in this long haul. Well, if I got a long time, I'll just take my time. He really didn't make any points. I mean, I don't know what kind of screwed up nose he has that he can't smell the joys of lovely hard soap. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I might add that hard soap is a bit more sensual. Why is it more sensual? Say you're showering or you're bathing with your loved one. With a liquid soap, yeah, you can't really do anything with it. It goes everywhere. But with a hard soap, you can grasp it firmly and run it up and down their body, thus increasing a bond between you two. That's another plus for hard soap. It creates bonds, people.
Where are you putting this soap? Where are you putting the soap that you need it to be so firm and solid?
You can rub it up and down your significant
Okay,
other.
so well. All right, nobody's really addressed the masturbation issue, but these are your final 45 seconds. Are you ready?
And I'll take it. Now, basically, Owen here says that it gives a more bond because you're rubbing it and such, but nah. See, with the soap, it's hard. You rub it in, you're like, oh, you get it's usually slippery, so it slips out your hands. It's all over the place. You're like, what the hell is going on? You don't know what to do. But with the gel soap, it's smooth, it's nice. It runs along the body like honey. So, you know, that would create more of a bond than any old bar of soap because, you know, it slips everywhere. Oi, oi. Prison showers. Anyway, so yeah.
8 seconds remaining.
All right, cool, yeah. Vote for me. Vote for peace and power.
Peace and power. All right.
Okay, I'll take my 45-second.
Wait. I just realized you guys were saying dollars. Don't you mean pounds? Londoners.
I don't think I said dollars, I said money. Phil. My time now. Well, I think this is a slam dunk for me. As I've said, if you lose a bit of your liquid soap, you lose money as well because you're not going to be seeing that anytime soon. So it saves you money. It's good for these economic times that we're in. It's more central, like I've said. And the great thing is it's travel friendly. Yeah, you don't have to worry about the gel soap springing a leak. You get into your hotel, you're opening up your luggage bag. Oh no, what's this? I've got lime-scented soap all over the place because it leaked. No, you don't get that with a hard soap. You just wrap it up, put it in, open your luggage. Oh, what's that lovely smell? Oh, it's this lovely piece of soap. Soap does what liquid soap doesn't.
All right. Well, first off, let's hear it for Will, jumping right in without rhyme or reason, just going for the master debater. For that, we appreciate everything.
Thank you. I just see, I'll be winning this master debater because those points were horrible.
All right. Do you agree with Will, a.k.a. Nice Rookie, or do you agree with Owen? We're going to find out when the polls go up. All right. So, once again, I'm going to thank you, Will. Anything you'd like to add to this whole ordeal?
No, not really. I was going to say something cool, but I can't think of anything. All right.
I just want to ask Phil, because you're a bystander to this debate, I feel that you could at least jump in with your opinion.
My opinion is that, well, honestly, in the end, you did bring up the point of transport, as far as a bar soap will not leak out. That is a point. It's just fresh in my head that would stand out. So
There you go.
Cyclist.
that's the scale tipper right now. Perhaps other people with more experience in soap will chime in. So, thank you once again, Will. Very brave.
You're welcome. See ya.
Well, wasn't he a trooper for actually getting in to the gladiator's den? He was unarmed, as you could tell, as much as I was. Now I know what it feels like to be a peasant.
It's rough. I think he will agree, and I think that we should try a little more. I think in order for people to feel the power of Master Debater, maybe we should try this again. Let us know. Contact at waveofabsurdity.com. So that puts us well into the hour and a half mark now, with that additional bit. It's time for MouthPhil. In this particular MouthPhil, I'm going to be reading a Craigslist classic from 2008. However, before that happens, I have to get my sausage out of the microwave, where it's been simmering for the past hour in its own greasy filth. My napkin. Yeah. My Marvin the Martian plate. I have here what is this? I can't remember the company. Hatfield? Shire? I think Shire is in the name. It is a sausage with cheddar cheese in it. Truly an abomination. 33% sodium. Delicious looking. Okay. The title of this Craigslist. Oh, and are you here? Because I hear like a shower going on.
Shower?
Oh, no, no, it stopped. It's just a Skype thing. I'm sure it won't be on your end. The title is called "Want It From Behind While You Play Super Mario Brothers." Man looking for woman, 30, Vancouver.
Why 30?
I don't know. Do you love to play Super Mario Brothers on the classic Nintendo system? Do you like to get tagged from behind while you do it? This is a post for you then. You must know your way around the game before we meet. Must be open to anal sex.
What?
Also, able to fake an orgasm is a plus. Have you heard this before, Owen?
No.
I will send you the address to a hotel and a room number. When you arrive, the door will be open. Please come in and lock the door and close the shades if they are still open. I will be in the bathroom, and the door will be closed. Turn on the TV and the Nintendo. Remove all of your clothing. Turn off all lights in the room and kneel down on the bed so you're directly in the light of the TV. You need to be facing the TV with your butt in the air, pointed towards the pillows on the bed. I know, very specific. Press the start button on the controller when you are ready. I will hear the sound and turn the light off in the bathroom and come out. You will not look directly at me. Only look at the TV. When the first level starts, I will begin to finger you and lick you. I will be using lots of lube as well. When you reach the end of level 1, make sure to trigger the fireworks. This is vital to the experience. I must hear the fireworks. When level 2 begins, and Mario walks into the pipe, I will penetrate you. You may say things like more, harder, yes, or fuck me, but nothing else. I will continue having sex until the level ends. Do not take the secret level skip. If you die, I will pull out and spank you until the level restarts. When you reach the flag, you must again trigger the fireworks and also orgasm. I will pull out. When the third starts, I will penetrate your ass. You are allowed to say something like, "Oh God," "Yes," or "It hurts." No other conversation is allowed. When level 4 starts, I will alternate between holes as I see fit. You may beg me to come inside or outside of you, depending on what you want. When the boss falls and you reach the princess, I will pull out and blow my load where you have convinced me I want to. Wow. You may then say something like, thanks, it was great, I loved it, or don't stop. If I'm impressed, you may continue playing, and I will continue to pleasure you. If not, I will turn off the Nintendo and return to the bathroom. At this time, you may clean yourself with a towel that is beside the bed. Turn the lights on, redress yourself, and leave. I may come back out and talk to you as you dress, but the conversation will most likely be short and revolve around scheduling another time to get together. And that's it. 2008, doesn't matter if it's a troll or not, because somebody took the time to write that.
Is there a price listed, or is it just for fun?
I don't see any.
How much would you pay for an experience like that?
It's been a while since I played Mario. I would like to talk to him about the words that we'd be allowed to use, because in the first instance, more, harder, yes, and fuck me doesn't leave much room for, slow down, stop, give me my watch back, that sort of thing.
You go at his pace, and he's planned it out. What was it? 4 levels?
Yeah, 4 levels, and it's at a hotel room. I will send you.
What if she's exceptionally good at Mario and she speedruns it? Like, does he only get like about a minute? Well, for you, that wouldn't be an issue.
Whoa!
I would.
I love.
And if it's in the dark, why can't it just be a man?
I love. Do not take the secret level, Skip. If you die, I will pull out and spank you until the level restarts. Eating
That's
a
nice
sausage during that, yeah.
Nice.
Actually, I'm glad I let it cool down a little, because that cheese was still hot and a little bit burned my throat. But I went through. I went through with it. Oh, woo!
If I didn't give you a high score on your self-assessment test, I would have given you another point right there.
Wow. Well, thanks, man. If we were in Street Fighter and you were being Cammy, I'd let you win.
I don't need your petty wins.
You almost accepted that. You're like, oh, hey, wait a minute.
Oh, no. I hate you. I can't wait for this to end. Cue the end music. Wow, magic.
We have end music?
How do you not know this?
I don't know. I never make it to the end. I don't want to hear myself masticate.
Ah, linguistical skills. They show again.
I guess I could have just said chew. But why do in one syllable what you can do in many? Polysyllabic. No, wait. Polysyllabic?
Polysyllabic?
Polysyllabic? Polysyllabic?
I'm taking a point down.
Christ. I don't know how to say many syllables. Oh no. I'm turning into Owen.
What?
Somebody help me. I'm peeling ill. Oh, I gotta stop doing that because nobody knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Inside joke. Excuse me. Owen said peeling Phil instead. Well, he wrote it down. Peeling Phil.
Yeah, but it's all very funny.
Yes.
Can we just end? We'll see you soon for the announcement podcast of the grand winner. Email in. You still got time to win the grand prize pool, which we're not going to mention, but trust me, there's some good stuff in there. And we will return, I don't know when.
I'm sorry if you're looking for me to inject a date. I don't know. We'll have more information about everything. Results of Owen vs. Phil. The prize. The information about the next podcast and when it will be. And maybe some stuff about the Dungeons and Dragons. Although I'd be more inclined to put that information on Owen's fan page. Facebook, PC Gamer 999. Go there. And Owen will rub his hands off on you. I don't know what's going on there. Are you washing your hands of this podcast?
I'm done with you and of this podcast. I will see you later, everyone.
Yeah, me too. We'll see you later.
I'll see you later. Bye. You gonna say bye?
I already did. I'm not hamming it up like you.
See you later, everyone.
Bye. Didn't... You know, I asked you when we were making the list, when you said there's a roleplay. Fuck you!
Roleplay. We are two salad tongs. You are the left. I am the right. We have a distinguished distaste for each other.
Oh my.
We hate being used. Every time somebody uses us and we get close to each other, we engage in battle.
Can you explain how the roleplay works? Are we going for whoever can't think of anything or whoever laughs a little too much first?
Oh no, there's a hole in my shorts and my penis can be seen.
Must be a small hole.
Unseen! Oh,
Oh,
I'll see you over there, you little bastard.
yeah, you know what?
You dare come round this way again and go near me, missus? The spatula, I'll do you, I will.
Last time you were here, you got rust all over my head.
Rust? It's not my fault they don't clean me.
Well, that's what you get for
No.
being the left side. Nobody cares about you.
I'm the right side.
I
What's
can't wait to
wrong
punch
with
you in the face. Nuh-uh, because when they
You're
put us on the
too-
table...
No, you're too blunt in the head.
Oh, great. Here
You don't
comes
know
somebody
what's-
who eats salad. Anyway.
Why are we being used again?
Oh.
Nobody uses salad this much.
Oh, here comes the lettuce.
Come down here.
Oh, fuck you up, motherfucker.
No, don't you dare. No, this is my salad
Oh.
leaf.
Ooh.
Look.
Ooh. I'm sorry.
What?
This is new. I don't think I've ever been grabbed here before. As much as I hate you, I want to be close to you.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I think this salad dressing is making us stick. I don't hate you anymore, man.
I'm glad you finally brought this out, man.
I'm sorry. Do you feel the same way? Is that what you're telling me?
The whole thing about Sheila the spatula.
Oh no, they're pulling us apart! No! I just want to be with you! Ah!
Never let go, Rose.
Oh good, they're going for another piece of lettuce. Oh. Yeah, this was the feeling. This is what I wanted to feel. Not again! Why? Cruel world!
I'm actually disgusted.
Wait, I can't tell if you're role-playing or if you're being Owen.
Phil cracks!
Oh no! That was completely ambiguous!
No! You cracks!
Ah!
You cracks!
That wasn't a crack. I was truly confused. Ah!
I confused you, which means you lose.
You said you're absolutely disgusted. All right, I lose. I lose.
I'm disgusted because I got lettuce and dressing all over my face.
Oh, that recording in itself will be worth it. So, anybody, if you're listening, if you are a professional or even a novice audiophile,
Nobody's professional if they listen to
an
this
audiophile,
podcast.
a lot of people can work a wave editor and just isolate that and loop it 500 times for their own sexual gratification. I'm not suggesting you do, listener. I'm just saying. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope you have a very difficult time looking at salad tongs anytime in the future.
You're going to help me clean this off, or you're just going to stay in the bathroom?
Don't go in the bathroom. The Nintendo guy's in there.
We'll see you later, everyone.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bum 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 ba dum ba da 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 dun dun
God.
dun 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 do 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 do
More.
harder
Harder.
do 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 do
Fuck me.
do 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 do
Oh, God.
do 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 do
It hurts.
do 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 do.
I loved it. Don't stop. All right, I ran out of the words for the Nintendo guy.
To the warp pipe, Phil!